here at the Beaver Corporation booth with me, Brian, and we're going to look at some of the new stuff that's coming from all around the world into Japan and back out to the world via HobbyLink Japan. So we're going to start with our buddies at Flyhawk Models. As you probably know, they make a lot of wonderful 1/700 scale ship models and accessories, and also some armor. The brand new stuff we're going to showcase here is the English cruiser here, the Galatia in katakana. Galatia? You're British. Galatia? Galatia? Galatia. Okay, let's go with the Galatia. As you can see, it's got fantastic tiny details. It's got some photo etch parts in there. So that's a brand new kit that is coming, and it's going to be a special set with all these metal parts, and it's not cheap. It's going to be 16,600 yen, so it's a little pricey, but it's got a lot of stuff. That's coming this month. Oh, and I forgot up here, this is another one that was just mentioned for the show. This is the destroyer HMS Lively. Oh yes, it's very lively. Or would that be lively? Lively. We'll go with lively. It's lovely. As you can see, these are very small kits, but the detail is so excellent on these things. Look at these little tiny things. I can't even see it from here. So if you're getting old like me, you're really going to have to break out your reading glasses to get these kind of kits together, but they are so good and so detailed. All 1/700 scale again, and I don't have any information on the Lively, so I imagine it's coming soon, price not yet determined. Now we can come down here, we got some more new things. Well, this one's been out just a little bit. This is the Königsberg 1940 version. No etching parts on there. This is already on sale now for 7,000 yen, 1/700 scale. This is one that's coming this month. It's not on sale yet, coming out in May for 7,900 yen. This is the Kelly. It's also another British ship. It comes with the Kelly itself. It comes, I think this is a Schnellboot, an S-boat on the German, I think they're called the E-class torpedo boats. And this looks like the PT-109 style boat, PD boats from the US. So you get a little selection of boats in there. And one more, this one's already on sale too. This is the Legion 1941 version. It's already on sale now for 5,500 yen. This is also another British ship. Flyhawk does a lot of great British ships from pre-war and the early stages of the war, 1940, 1941. And they also do a lot of great parts sets. This is for the Nagato or the Takao. They're going to make two versions for the sister ships, so the parts are very similar. And this is their new series, the Diamond series. This one's going to be for a smooth 10,000 yen, but it comes with all these parts, and you can see down here, it's like the Fort Knox of small ships here with all this gold-colored photo etched brass on here. The detail is absolutely amazing. You can take these tiny, tiny models and make them look so huge and realistic with these great parts. So that is very cool. So this is some of the new stuff from our buddies at Flyhawk. We're going to come down here and some new stuff. Well, first we can look at this poster. We don't have the sample here yet, but this is a new kit that just came out from our friends at Kinetic Models. It's the F-16 XL2 experimental fighter plane. This is the two-seater version. Now, if you come down here, we've got the older version that has been out for a couple of years now. This is the single seat of the F-16 XL. Which was actually from Skunk Models. The new version, it's basically the same company, will be from Kinetic, and it'll have some newly tooled parts and all kinds of good stuff. So that's what this space is kind of open up here for the XL2 to come in, which we expect to come in tomorrow. Sorry, we'll have some pictures of it that we can send over, and they can put them up there. All right, now I'm going to move on over to our great friends from Takom. And one we have here in the spotlight, it's just hit the market. This is the M46 Patton medium tank in 1/35 scale, on sale now for 6,900 yen. It's got amazing detail. I actually built this one, and there's just so many gorgeous detail parts, and the fit is so good. Everything went together so smoothly. The only real time it took me to put it together is just because there are a lot of detail parts, which is great. If you want a highly detailed model in 1/35 scale, this is the company to go to, Takom. So we're going to come down a little bit more. We got some more slightly older items. This is the Takom. Well, we got the Jeep coming. This is a Jeep coming soon. Doesn't say Jeep, but we know it's a Jeep. That's coming soon in 1/35. The Jeep family is what they're saying. Going to be a variety of different Jeeps in 1/35 scale. Another newly announced one that we don't have any samples yet is the Bergpanzer II. This is like a tank recovery vehicle that the modern German army uses, based on the Leopard, I believe. That's coming soon. Coming down here a little bit, we got some stuff that's already out. This is the Strabokran, the street gantry crane, I think, in English, just plain old gantry crane that was used by the German army in World War II. This is a big Russian tank. This is another one that we have displayed under there to show the size. But that's already on sale now. Both of these are already on sale now. Stuff that's just about to come in soon are these two Jagdpanthers here. This is they're both G1s. The basic kits are the same. The Jagdpanther G1 early version, I think these are. With the Zimmerit coating on here is the point for these guys. It's molded on there with the square block pattern, Zimmerit, and the early style. Is that the early style or the late style, Matt? Oh, it says Zenkigata, so that must be early type. Now this set comes with a flat rail car and the tracks under there, which are made by Sabre Model. So it's going to be a packaged deal together with the Jagdpanther and the flat car and the tracks. And this one doesn't have an interior, but it does have the Zimmerit. This version is just the tank itself, or it's not a tank, it's a anti-tank gun. And it's got a full interior, engine compartment, fighting compartment, driver's compartment, everything is fully detailed in there. And it has the same beautiful Zimmerit detail as on the other special set. All right, now we're going to come over here and talk to our friends. Big news from our friends at Ryefield Models. We do have some sprues down here, but they're doing an M4A3E8 Sherman Easy 8 with the Easy 8, the horizontal volute suspension system, which was like the ultimate Sherman in World War II and the Korean War, and a lot of Godzilla movies after that. This Sherman showed up in the Japan Self-Defense Forces. So that's coming. We hope we'll have that in June. Price is not yet determined yet, but we do have some parts down here. We got some explanations of the stuff there. It's going to have a lot of incredible detail. Even the muzzle brake is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts with photo etch parts in there. And we've got a sampling of some of the kit parts here. You got a turret, upper chassis. Well, it's got some nice textured cast metal surface on there. Don't know if you can see that. If I can catch the light just right. Need a shadow.
There we go.
There we go. There's a good shadow. So it's not overdone. A lot of times the model companies try to do a cast metal texture on these things, and it's really overdone. But this is actually quite nice. Got the tracks. Tracks are going to be multi-piece, workable, individual link tracks. A lot of parts, so it's probably going to be a little time-consuming to build, but the results should be fantastic. Got the running gear there, so we're really excited about this new kit coming from Ryefield, the M4A3E8 Sherman Easy 8. This is another brand new kit that's coming. This is the Type 82. The Type 82E German staff car might look familiar to you because this body style was, the Beetle was popular for years and decades and decades. Got its start in the 1930s in Germany, and the German army used them as staff cars in World War II. So that's a great new kit that's also coming. And now looking at stuff from our friends from Meng. Well, we say Meng here in Japanese, and maybe they say that in Chinese too, but I think the rest of the world says Meng.
Meng,
Meng. So I switch back and forth. I'll say Meng for this interview. So we've got a good selection of some of the kits that have been out from. Oh, this is brand new. I forgot about this. The Leopard 2 A7 Plus German main battle tank in 35th scale. This is coming in this month. Be on sale this month. The most modern of the Leopard series from the very long-lived and successful series of German tanks, the Leopard, modern German tanks. That's 9,000 yen. It's got a lot of added-on armor around the front of the hull. It's got a special weapons turret up on top there, and all the modern accoutrements of modern warfare that the German army has developed. So that is going to be out very, very soon. And some of the other more recent releases. And coming down here, we've got some of the shipbuilder, warship builder series. They have like a dockside factory type section zone here. Comes with a cute little tugboat. Put him down there, can't even see him. A tugboat, some other dockside type features. This is the older release of the Lexington aircraft carrier, just to give you an idea what it looks like next to ships. Some of the other kits in the World War Toons tank series. We got the Panzer IV here in a variety of camouflages. It's got the Schürzen on the hull and the turret there. And this is a more recent release, I think, the Matilda the A12 Matilda II tank that is on sale now, 1,800 yen. All reasonably priced, 1,800 yen for the tanks. The Lexington's 3,000 yen, and the dockside set is 3,000 yen. Now this is a new guy coming out here in their M-Plane series. It's the B-24 Liberator American bomber. Looking pretty cute in this deformed scale. It's pretty cute and deformed, but it's also very detailed. They really do a great job on these kits, and it's snapped together. So anybody can put it together. I mean, even though it's a super, they even have the barrels are hollow for the machine guns. That's a pretty cool detail to have, even on a super deformed little guy like this. So yeah, the B-24 Liberator from Meng Models. Now this one has just come out recently. This is not an inexpensive kit at all. It's 19,000 yen, but it is an amazing model of the Kawasaki Ninja H2R. This is actually the pre-colored version. I say pre-colored instead of pre-painted because I think the plastic parts are actually this color, and some of the carbon fiber type things are applied there. It's not paint, of course, but chrome parts and the different colored parts for the tubes, not the suspension, the chassis and all that. So this has been a pretty popular kit. Kawasaki Ninja, a very popular bike around the world, and Meng has made a super model of this kit in 1/9 scale, on sale now. We didn't talk about the Sherman, did we? Let's come up here and look at this is another Sherman coming from a great manufacturer, Meng. This is the M4A3 with the more standard, older type suspension, the vertical volute suspension, as opposed to the EZ8 we saw earlier, and the other part with Ryefield. This is also an all-new tooling, obviously, coming soon. We don't have the details on this quite yet. It's coming soon, but we can come down here and see some of the details of it. One of the big sales points is this the suspension. This is does it say it here? The VVSS, vertical volute. That means these springs are like this, and if you want to see more about what this is, they actually have a sample here. Now here's the suspension, sits on the tank like that, and the tank rolls over rough stuff. It moves like this, boyong, boyong. But the springs are very interesting, and these are exactly how they work on the real tank. They're vertical because they're like this, and the volute, I guess, means they're like these spiraled type things, and this is actually a working springy spring. Can you see that? Am I getting this?
Yeah.
Fat fingers aren't covering it up. So yeah, so it's a bona fide, actual working vertical volute suspension system, just like on the real Sherman tank. They both work independently, together. So, this is as real a Sherman suspension as you're going to get in any scale. This is coming from Meng. Great stuff coming from Amusing Hobby. We come down to this level here. We got the Tiger Porsche that's been out for a little bit. And we've got the E100 based Waffenträger weapons systems carrier. And this is an all new thing coming here. This is the Rheintochter R1 missile on a Panther II chassis. Now this never was actually developed in World War II, but it sure looks cool. And Amusing thought it would be a good idea to make a model of this. It's got the Rheintochter rocket on top and the Panther II chassis on the bottom there. And moving down, we got more stuff here. We can start with this picture. This is the Hori 2 anti-tank gun. It's not a movable turret. It's like a casemate turret here. Big gun. I think it was 105 millimeter. This was also another tank that was never built in the war, but the Japanese Army was planning to have their big hunting tiger style tank to combat the big American tanks. It's got this cool twin anti-aircraft machine gun system on the back there. So that is pretty cool. Coming back over to this way, this one's coming out very soon. This is the Panther II with the Rheinmetall turret. That's coming out this month for 4,800 yen. Now this is the big news of the show here, coming out here. This is the French ARL 44 heavy tank. Never been a kit of this in 135th, although I think some people have been scratch building some of this right there. So whenever you scratch build something, that's when you know a kit's going to come out. So here we go. Thanks for scratch building, whoever did that in the local magazines recently. So this was a heavy tank from the French makers, and this is the big kit of the tank from Amusing Hobby. It's coming out next month. We don't have a price on it yet, but it's got super cool snap together link tracks. So you get a very realistic movement on the tracks there, easy to put together. No glue, no fuss, no muss. So that we're looking forward to selling a lot of these. It's also got a good tie into the Girls and Panzer series. They're using that in there, so it's very popular. One more thing from the guys. They just brought this in today. Didn't even know this was coming. This is based on the British Conqueror heavy tank. We don't know a price, not sure when it's even coming out, but it listed as the FV217, but you know, it's kind of like an assault gun type, anti-tank assault gun type thing, no turret. Looks pretty beastly and pretty massive as the Conqueror tank itself was. So this is a cool one here. I don't know if it had a name or not, gonna have to check it out later, but yeah, the FV217 tank destroyer, I guess. We'll find out later. Thank you very much. All right, big news from Wingnut Wings. Well, it's already been announced, but we got some parts for it now. Is the big Lancaster Mark 1 and Mark 3 is coming hopefully at the end of this year. We got the some sprue runners here, sprue parts.
I think I remember that last time actually, the Lancaster.
Yeah, it was announced. Yeah, announced before, but now we finally got some parts here, and you can see the cool thing is the stressed skin is replicated on the sides of the fuselage there. That you don't often see that in models these days, so it looks beautiful. You know, actual real aircraft have the skin stretched over frames or whatever, so you get kind of a stressed, wavy kind of feel to it, and that's exactly what they've replicated here. Lots of great parts all lined up here. They're doing the Mark 1 and Mark 3 version, and they're also doing the Mark 3 Dam Busters version, which will be coming after that, which carries the big rolling bomb that they've used to blow up dams, to bust dams in World War II. So we got more parts down here. You can see how big and fat these tires are. And it's going to be a big kit. Lancaster was a big aircraft. And the parts in 1/32nd scale. Did I mention it's 1/32nd? Yes, it's 1/32nd scale. So it's going to be huge, as we have seen. So that's very cool. More new from Wingnuts. Another big plane from World War I. This is the Handley Page 0400 heavy bomber. I've always been kidding around with Wingnut Wings for years before, so you guys really need to do an 0400. It's awesome, massive, cool. And they were always like, it's too big, but we never say never. And they didn't. So here it is. It's coming out hopefully later, maybe in the fall or autumn of this year. We've got some of the parts here, the wing parts, some of the internal parts here, down here, engine cowlings and things like that. Now here's the box art for it. The Handley Page 0400. What was the nickname? The Bloody Paralyzer, I think it was called. I suppose that's what it would do.
Sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah. And around here you can also see we've got the box arts for the Gotha UWD and the Gotha G1. Those are coming out this month. We should have those in stock pretty soon and shipping out. And a Hobby Show first announcement is this kit over here. It says Kaijo Hapyo. That means announced here at the venue. That's a 32nd Sopwith Pup with the Gnome engine. We've had a Sopwith Pup from Wingnuts before, but I'm not sure which engine it had. This one will have the special Gnome engine. So this is an all-new product coming from them. So great stuff from our friends at Wingnut Wings. Freedom Models from Taiwan have a lot of cool things coming. We're going to come down here and look at the MIM-14, the Nike Hercules missile. That's kind of a cool looking thing there. It was a surface-to-air missile for shooting down aircraft and whatnot that you didn't want in your airspace. In 1/35th scale, so you can see that's a pretty big sized kit there in 1/35th. It was a big missile. That is going to be in stock shortly and for sale in June. Do we have a price on that? Yeah, 6,300 yen, but it's pretty big. And this is kind of cool. We got a more super deformed type series, the compact series. I don't know if you can see it. The C-119 flying boxcar is coming. We don't have a price or an exact release date on that, but that's coming soon. We do have these. Oh, these just came out. These just came out now. These are also Taiwanese Army. The Taiwanese Army, what is the series is the CM-37, CM-34, and CM-33s based on their armored personnel carrier, armored fighting vehicle type things, eight-wheel drive with a 105mm gun. This has got the 30mm chain gun, and this one has the 40mm grenade launcher and machine gun system on there. So these are cool. I like the camouflage on this one is also pretty awesome. And this is a set of figures that can go with these guys, the Taiwanese Army guys. Nicely sculpted.
No legs.
No legs. You don't need legs when they're sitting inside there, so they're good to go. And coming down here, more from Freedom, we've got these two sets. These are Israeli Air Force F-16C and F-16I Sufa, two versions there. In the same box. You get two kits in one box. That's for 4,400 yen. And these are Taiwanese Air Force F-16A and Bs that are used for training at Luke Air Force Base in the States. So they're based in the States, but they are Taiwanese aircraft. This one even has like USAF markings on it, but apparently Taiwanese aircrafts that are used for training Taiwanese Air Force pilots in the United States. Yeah. Now here's a big engine down here. We're switching gears to another company. These are from our buddies in Franzis in Germany. They've made a great series of Porsche engines that we've had for sale for a while. And this is the very cool, I don't know how long this is going to run. This is the very cool BMW R90S Boxer flat twin engine from these guys. I think this was featured on Gunpla TV, on HobbyLink TV a while back, so you probably see a lot more of it there. But spark plugs fire, everything turns. You can even, I don't know if they showed you, you can shift gears with it. Shifting gears, oops, I'm already up. I'm gonna shift down. The sound doesn't change, unfortunately, but the actual speed of the output shaft changes. So that's a very cool item. On sale now. It's not cheap though, boys and girls. It's 37,800 yen, but we are really selling a lot of these. You would be amazed how many we sell of these things. People love their BMW motorcycle motors. Yeah, so all the rich folks out there, thank you very much for your purchases. All right, our great partners from the United Kingdom, Airfix, their big news is another big kit. This is a 1/24th scale Grumman F6F5 Hellcat. You can see the box art there, shooting down a zero, as they often did in World War II, bless their hearts. And we got a lot of the runners here, the big parts. You can see the big fuselage parts here. You know, with the engine cowl, it's going to be this much longer. But this isn't like the Wingnuts Lancaster. This is another one that's got a good detail of the stressed skin. You can see, you can even feel how wavy this is, just like it would be, you know, the sunken-in metal on the real aircraft. So yeah, these modern technology toolings are really taking the replication of all the details to the next level. And you can see it's got a selection of drop tanks and 3-inch or 5-inch rockets. I'm not sure what they are, 250 or 500-pound bombs, one or the other. Not sure which ones they are, but great detail. This isn't the whole kit, but we got a selection of the sprues from the folks at Airfix for us to put on display here. So really happy to have this here, and this is coming out very, very soon. We expect this next month, the month after that, I think. What's it say? Oh, it says Rokugatsu, so that would be June. We expect it to come in June. So we're very happy that our friends at Airfix are making such awesome kits. So here's I think one of our few American manufacturers we have on here, as our friends from Atlantis. And some of you may know, in the hobby industry, Revell had some restructuring last year and moved everything to Germany. And Revell America used to have all the toolings for a lot of old Revell stuff, obviously, Monogram, Aurora, and Renwall kits, and probably some others. And Atlantis purchased a pile of those old toolings and are now starting to re-release those classic kits from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. So we have a selection of them here, like this guy right here. He's kind of cool. We need to put some lights in his eyes, though. This is the Ghost of the Red Baron from Tom Daniel. Here, on sale now. It's a lot of chrome. Paint him up, he would look really cool. Oh, no, he's saying no, don't. Yeah. So he's pretty cool. Ghost of the Red Baron. That's a 1972 tooling from Monogram. Over here we have the classic Aurora Phantom of the Opera kit from 1963. It's great to see this kit back again, and even their box art is a recreation of the original Aurora box art. So we're very happy to have this. Come down a little more. Now this guy's been out a couple of years now. This is the old Aurora DC-9 from the 1960s tooling. This old guy here, I believe, is a 1950s tooling of the B-24J Liberator. You know, it's heavy on the rivets, but it's very indicative of the level of technology of the time that this was made in the 1950s tooling. It's got the cool stand and all that on there, just like it was when it was originally released. So that's an old Revell tooling. We're happy to see back. Hasn't been released for years. This is the old Aurora UFO model from the Invaders. You can see you got the alien guys in there. This is a 1966 tooling, I believe, and all these are made from the original toolings. They weren't reverse engineered or copied from existing kits. These are the original toolings from Aurora and Revell in the old days. One more is this is the 1951, I believe, tooling of the Iowa. This is an original Revell tooling, and it's very representative of the age. A lot of thick detail and all that stuff, but it makes a very good-sized kit, as you can see. It's a decent sized kit here. Originally, a lot of these kits like this were motorized, so it has very simplified things in the back. I think they just used to have holes, and the propellers would come out the back. But you know, you could play and take it to the beach, do all that kind of stuff. This one's not motorized, but it still is very representative of that era of modeling. So this is, you know, primarily for well, thick is a pretty good way to put it. But you know, I don't know how many of these I must have built growing up in the 60s and 70s, building these things. But it's, you know, it's a sturdy, solid model, a good sized, and you know, it looks like the Iowa. So you crazy detail fanatics might want to look for some newer toolings, things like that. But for those of you like me who like to reminisce about the old days building models when I was kids, or you know, just like to have a peek into the history of model manufacturing, a lot of these old toolings that Atlantis are releasing are a great way to take a trip down memory lane and get a better understanding of where the model industry has been and where it's going. So thanks to Atlantis for putting out these great old kits.
First come up with the newest kit from Eduard. This is an entirely new tooling of the Fokker D7, which was a preeminent German fighter towards the end of World War I. If you'll notice on the frames, there are two fuselage halves there. They're starting with the OAW version. Other versions are promised to follow, including some of the post-war production versions. So there's going to be multiple engine types available. The first kit includes 5 decal variations and photo etch parts. This will be very welcome by World War I fans. And coming up next, a new kit coming from Mikromir of the Ukraine, and then the AMP brand, a 1/144 scale B-2 stealth bomber. This is the first time we've had an all-new kit of this aircraft in this scale in many, many years, aside from the old Revell Snap kit. This is obviously far better. Includes full bomb bays, boarding ladder, interior cockpit detail that you can see through the little windows. So welcome addition to modern day bomber fans. And finally, a new maker from the Ukraine, ClearProp. Their kit that's going to be very well received is this brand new 1/72nd scale A5M Claude. Fans of Japanese aircraft models might look at this and be like, wait, that looks an awful lot like the Wingsy kit, which was a 1/48 scale kit of the same aircraft. Well, there's a very good reason for that, because it basically is the Wingsy kit, but in 1/72nd scale. Ukrainians all get along very well, and they're very friendly with each other. And the president of Wingsy is friends with the president of ClearProp, and he sold them all the designs so they could do this. This kit will also include a full resin Kotobuki engine with cowl flaps and exhaust. Those are made by a company called ResKit, which is a sister company to ClearProp. So in this kit, you'll get a full set of plastic parts. You could build the kit as it is right there with just the plastic parts using nothing else. It will also include a set of photo etch. The full resin engine from ResKit is in the box, and it will also have a brass pitot tube and antenna support, which again are also included as plastic parts for those people who don't want to use them. So it's a very welcome kit. It's the first time we've had a 1/72nd Claude kit, all new tool of this quality in a very long time. Japanese fans will really be looking forward to this, I'm sure.